What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Danny the Bull, back with a live stream with someone who I haven't spoken to on screen in, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, buddy. How you been? God's entry.
Pretty good. Pretty good. How you been? I think it's been about a year.
Yeah, over a year, man. I think last time we linked up was like before the halving.
Oh, well, maybe.
Yeah. So how have you been, brother? How's the
Pretty good. Life's good. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Can't complain. It's been an interesting cycle. I think that a lot of people thought they had it all figured out, especially in terms of alts. If you've just been in Bitcoin, I think everyone, you've been fine. But if you were in alts and you thought that the cycle would play out a certain way, it didn't quite happen as expected, right? We had a nice run in alts, back in, I want to say late 2023 to March 2024 was like a time when a lot of things were popping off.
Yeah.
It didn't quite play out as expected, and now we're left wondering, and what's 2026 going to bring? Is the 4-year cycle broken, or is it going to play out as it has in the past in terms of a year down before starting over again? So that's what we're here to talk about.
Okay.
Glad to have you on to give us your thoughts. And
thanks for having me.
Let's get started with what we got here.
All right. Yeah. We'll jump into some charts real quick, see what's going on. And then we'll answer like the 4-year cycle question towards the end or somewhere throughout, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start with the traditional stock market, traditional markets rather, the stock market. This is the S&P 500. This chart here is just, I'm not trying to scare anybody with this chart. It's just I find technical analysis interesting. So I'm always paying attention to what could be going on out there. And this is just illustrating basically a 100-year ascending channel. Currently, right now, the S&P is tagging the upper trend line of this channel. The way I got this channel is I pulled it from the low. This is back in 1933. Caught another bottom here, and then just extrapolated it up to the top. And you see it timed the, whatchamacallit, 2000 high pretty well. And currently we're tapping it. So I just like to put that in perspective, like we have that in the background kind of affecting, people's decisions in institutions and traditional markets, whatnot. So it's just that I find it interesting. Doesn't mean we're going to crash or anything like that. Just, it's good to know technically what's going on. And now we'll jump to another chart. This is the S&P once again. So this is another ascending channel. You see here, back from 2020, I pulled. Back from COVID. We respected this pretty well. We got the resistance here at the top of the channel, multiple supports, support. We found support again, and currently we're testing the upper trend line of this channel, kind of like we did back in 21. So if you view this from a risk perspective, this basically we have 2% risk to the upside to completely touch the top of the channel. And we have 10 to 20% risk to the downside. So the only reason why I'm focusing on traditional markets rather, is because if they tend to sell off, it's going to put sell pressure on Bitcoin ultimately. So like Bitcoin's not out of the woods until the stock market finds a bottom, more or less, and it looks like it's just starting its topping process. So that's my only concern about
the S&P.
Yeah, this traditional stock market. So this I have, if, from a time perspective, I mean, we could sell off here, possibly find an ultimate bottom. I'm looking towards like the second, third quarter. But we very well could just come down here and test this support now, this resistance turn support, and we could continue higher. So it could be just a correction, not like a major sell-off too.
Yeah. What do you make of like, macro catalysts for the Fed rate cuts, Jerome Powell getting replaced? I don't know if you follow Raoul Pal and like the business cycle picking up. Do you take any of that into consideration?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I have a couple more charts. So that's why I'm kind of figuring like the second, third quarter, we find a bottom.
Yeah.
Because usually when I replace the Fed, it'll be better for us probably. Lower rates a little bit faster. let me show you one more chart. Let me just jump on that topic. Here, we'll go right to that, and I'll come back to the S&P. So this is a good example. So everybody, the news, the regular news channels, they have everybody thinking rate cuts help the market. Rate cuts haven't affected the market in 25 years. Rate cuts, when it goes down, so this illustrates this top part up here, it illustrates the S&P. This blue line here illustrates the Fed's fund rate. So as you see, when a Fed, and this is back in 2000, so as the Fed rate went down, so did the market. Went down. Fed rate went up, so did the market. Fed rate go down, so does the market. So they actually tell everybody the complete opposite. So basically, whatever direction the Fed rate goes is where the market's going, generally. So we even here we had an outlier in 2020. It kind of went down for a little bit. The market spiked up. I kind of have the feeling, if I really put an idea what I feel like the market is, it feels a lot like 2020 to me. Like we're going to go up and have a pretty nice correction here in the next couple months, 2-3 months. So here illustrated the Fed rate went down, this went up a little bit, and ultimately we came down. So, and just to show you a little bit more, Fed rates go up, the market went up. So what everybody thinks about the rate cut is totally wrong, generally speaking. What really matters, now I'm going to zero in on this, so try to explain what really matters. Really matters is the announcement of QE. That's what I'm looking for, personally. I'm personally looking for the announcement of QE. When that announcement comes, that's usually the bottom. So technically, do I have this right? That's not on this chart. Okay, sorry about that, but let me just zoom in here. So this is back in 2020 here. Where are we at? Find right here. So back in 2020, they cut the rates the whole way down. It didn't affect the market at all. It was like emergency cut. Well, nothing.
Yeah, well, we were in free fall.
Yeah, it didn't affect the market until he said, all right, QE.
Yeah.
So QE, and technically, from my understanding, QEs is when they start buying 10-year and 30-year bonds. So
yeah.
That's what I'm looking for a real bottom, personally.
Now, do you think the market, the stock market's been really propped up by AI, by, Mag 7? There hasn't really been a broadening out. Do you think we get a real broadening out in bubble territory?
That's very possible. It's very possible. I like to I use technicals like on the chart.
Yeah.
So like I like the market to show me, and then I'll go the direction that the technicals are telling me. So, but here's one more chart, the S&P. So this is another distribution pattern. So Wyckoff distribution pattern. I was just trying to illustrate. It kind of seems like that's what we're forming at the moment. Once again, we're at this upper trend line.
Mm-hmm.
We also have this ascending trend line, this red line. Okay, I'll make it yellow so you ever can see. This ascending trend line, it's compressing. So the apex of this compression comes in roughly the end of January. So ultimately, we're going to know something here in the next few weeks. We're going to know if the market's going to go up outside the channel, keep going, or reject. So I feel like something's going to happen here in the next few weeks.
Yeah. And what do you think about, what do you think about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin. We could jump into Bitcoin here. Let me go to DXY real quick, the
Sure.
dollar, and then we'll jump in. It's all crypto after that. So we have an inverse correlation with the dollar. So this is DXY. This is on a monthly time frame. This is an ascending channel that we're in. And every time we come to the bottom of this channel, we find support. And if the dollar goes up, markets come down generally. So that's currently where we're at. So like multiple charts are lining up that we're really due for very least a correction in the stock market. And we know this affects Bitcoin as well. So generally, from what I noticed, Bitcoin led the market down, and it's just the S&P hasn't followed yet, more or less. So, but it will put more sell pressure on Bitcoin.
Do you think the liquidation event in October kind of accelerated that, or crypto pullback?
Yeah, well, ultimately, so there's another chart. Well, it broke all the structure. We
Yeah,
broke the price structure with that on the 10th it was, I believe. Let me mark it out, find it. I think
yeah,
that
it was the 10th.
yeah, right here. Yeah, it was like the initial price structure break. It was really when we got dropped below like 107. It's kind of put the nail in the coffin a little bit in my eyes. So that means there's this other chart here. This is Bitcoin. This is on the 3-day. This is another distribution pattern. So basically, the way the markets work, they generally just go from distribution to accumulation to trend, back into distribution, back into trend, back. It's just simple. Not simple. It's just basic structure that it does. And technically, right now, I believe we're like right here in this schematic right now. So I believe ultimately we're going lower. But I drew 3 scenarios here. Like we could, let me move this out the way. I mean, if we do happen to get a rally here these next few weeks, I personally, I mean, I really don't think this is going to happen. It's not a high probability, but we could possibly get to like 106, 107, and that would be an extreme rally in my eyes. But at the end of the day, we're just making, if it does that, we're just making a head and shoulders pattern, a larger head and shoulders pattern.
Putting a lower high.
Yeah, well, the 3 is it's a
Yeah.
larger head and shoulders. So that it just prolongs us to get to the bottom. So I prefer to just kind of get to the bottom so we can get back at it. Really, but initially, this could be a head and shoulders if we tend to go up here on this particular chart. Now, I have another chart here. This is Bitcoin. I try to clean up the chart a little bit. Trying to show you exactly where I think we are, like where this circle is kind of illustrating. I believe this is where we are price structure wise and timing wise in the market as well. So the red is the 50, the cyan is the 100, and the blue is the 200. We currently have a cross here through the 100, and we're just getting across on the 200. And this is on the 2-day. It's not the 1-day. It's a little bit stronger. So generally, like price likes to tap like the intersection. Like that's kind of what it's doing now. I really don't see Bitcoin getting too much higher than here and then working our way down. That would be my first base case, more or less.
Mhm.
If I go back in the past and everybody can see what it looks like. So once this happened here, once we had our cross, I just pushed the price down. And this was like the last chance to get like a really nice swing short in the market. So we go back to the next cycle, back in 18. Once
Mhm.
this crossed, kind of did the same thing again. Kind of just pushed us down. And back in it was 14, I believe. Yeah, 14. We got our cross. I mean, it's a little bit later now. Market structure looks a little different, but still, it's the data. When we get the cross, it pushes us down. So that's that. The number I'm really looking at, if you're going to go to like like short to midterm trade, it's like 96 to 99. Let me get back over here. So let me just see something here for a second. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on. So ultimately, just on this chart, it's just going to show you we have the yearly pivot as well. Generally, when we make a new yearly pivot, and once again, these pivots are based off of Fibonacci, so that's just how they're built. And generally, like we like to tap it for to basically test it, and then we'll probably reject from here. That's what I would think. That would be my first choice.
So base case. We're in a bit of a relief rally. Maybe go up to 99, possibly up to all the way up to 106. Is stretching it before coming back down and continuing the overall trend, which is down.
Correct. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just it's a higher probability we're going to the downside.
yeah, and,
Uh,
and
Obviously, anything can happen, but
obviously, yeah. In terms of downside, what do you think in terms of a potential bottom in terms of price and time? third quarter also, or earlier than that, as we kind of like like you said before, we're leading the stock market.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the second quarter. It could be the second quarter. It really depends what happens in the stock market and how fast they get the Fed out of there. Maybe I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But I could jump into another chart and we can figure it out together.
Go ahead.
So this is Bitcoin again on the 3-day. All right. So this is, hold on a second. Let me just do something here. So this is a fixed range volume profile, like this you see right here.
Mm-hmm.
So what this is, I took the range from the last 2 years from November 24. Currently, we're finding support on that. But we have the point of control here. Point of control, it's just a high value. It's like a node. It's like a lot of volume came in right here. So there's a lot of resistance here at 96. And if I were to pull a fib here as well, you have the 382 fib. And that's usually continuation to the downside. So that's what I'm saying. I really don't see price. I'll zoom in here real quick and then we'll zoom out. I really don't see price going much higher within this pattern. Do something like this. Maybe bounce here. Find our way up, like to the top of this bear flag. And then we continue down. So, I mean, that's really, it can reject from any one of these levels. But first, we really have to get above 96, like really strong resistance at the moment. But it definitely could go up here and it could create some sort of a bull trap. That's what I would call it. And then continuation to the downside. Now, if I zoom out, an area, what I would really like to see, I mean, we could get another rally here. We got to test this low that we had back in April 25 to grab this liquidity here and then possibly send the price back up, and continue. I don't know if we'll continue really to new all-time highs, but we'll get a nice counter trend rally. So, because I was kind of expecting it to come down here by now and create some sort of divergence like on a 3-day, and we would have had a nice rally. So right now, this is kind of like a pretty weak little rally in my eyes. That doesn't seem like it would have much legs on it. If we came down lower, I think we could have gotten to that 107. So I'm just adapting, adjusting to the market. But ultimately, so this is pretty strong support here. We got another fixed range volume profile here. And this, all I did was take this price action where price consolidated here for almost a year. We got a nice point of control. Let me just do a new fib so I can show everybody how I got these. Just start over. So kind of see how they develop. So we'll pull a larger macro fib from the bottom up to the high. So these are your major fib levels. So you have a golden pocket all the way down here around 57, like 54 to 58,000. My worst case scenario I see for a bound is 40, but I really don't think we're going to go that low. I wouldn't, I'd play it level by level. The reason I don't think it could go that low is because we never had that euphoric top. So this correction may be a lot more shallow than most expect. And that kind of jumps into your theory of the 5-year cycle. That's the only thing that could possibly save it, I would say. But ultimately, once we start to break 74, our descent is going to be one level at a time. It'll be 64, 58, and 40. Those would be the 3 levels. But I really like the 60. Hold on, let me get rid of this for a second. Clean that up. I apologize. I got a little head cold from the traveling, but
no, you're good.
So I really like this area here. If we get down here, I like a nice bounce here. It's like maybe start to get a nice altcoin rally and things like that. That can make sense. It'd be one level at a time. But
so you're thinking about 68. 68 might be like a base case for a bottom.
For a rally, to get a good rally.
To get a good rally off of.
Yeah, and it could, I'd like to see what's going on in the stock market and time-wise, where we're at.
Yeah.
Timing-wise too. So you kind of got to incorporate both of them.
What about alts? Are you, you know, you totally staying out of alts until you get some sort of signal?
Yeah, I mean, generally, I don't really play with the alts until I believe we're in a bull market.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I officially was, I didn't get the high. I missed the high, but after the 10th, I was like, okay, I guess this could be over. And then it took me a couple weeks. By the end of October, I said, yep, I'm in cash, more or less. So,
You got a question from HG. Does midterm matter for top of cycle possibility? Would Trump try to bring everything up and do whatever possible to lift markets for midterms?
yeah, I'm a technical guy. I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, I
I think,
I
yeah,
think that he's going to. I think his plan, part of his plan, is to try to juice the markets in the middle of the year. You know, they're talking about people getting the biggest tax return in years, and the big beautiful bill is going to pump some stimulus. I think there's going to be definitely going to be some sort of stimulus, and I do think his plan, if he has his way, is to juice the market heading into midterms. Whether or not it plays out that way, you know, we'll see. But I definitely think that's in his mind.
yeah, I would actually tend to agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to call the bottoms because it's going to be like, I don't want to call the ops, the absolute tops and bottoms, but
Yeah,
I think he's going to juice the markets as well.
yeah. Now whether it happens or not, you know, is another thing. But uh, yeah, I mean, all signs point to him juicing the market. You know, we have the tariff stuff behind us also. I can see a correction in the stock market, like you're saying, and then bouncing back a little later in the year. But why don't you continue with what you've got?
Yeah, well, let me go back real quick. Just let me find a chart. So just back to this chart, like even though I had this drawn out where the S&P could come all the way down to the bottom, like that's kind of like the worst case scenario in my eyes. I mean, we're still trading within this 4-year channel. But another scenario is we could just do one of these, just come down 10% and go to make another high, and then come down. So even if the stock market comes down, we could get a bounce here. And it's like only 10%, but it's a lot for the stock market, 10%.
10% is like, yeah, like
Yeah, it's a lot.
40% in crypto, in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, but I'm saying I don't want to come off like overly bearish, but I just want to come in like a little bit realistic, what could happen, and play it level by level. We can go Bitcoin a little bit locally here on a different chart. This is on a lower time frame, like the 8-hour. Let me clean this up for you.
Yeah. What are we looking at here?
This is Bitcoin on the 8-hour. So currently, right now, I'm thinking we could probably get a bounce here. We actually got a little one, but I think we're going to go a little bit deeper because there's a CME gap a little bit lower. So I think we're going to bounce here. And this is when we're going to start our work our way up. And this is how we get, if we could get to 100, it would be like this. But my first thing would be to, like I said, this 96 right here. We reject there, it's going to send us down pretty hard. So we have to get through 96 to get to 100, obviously, but that's my local resistance for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Try to go find, I think there's somewhere else. Any other coins you guys want to look at? Does anybody want to look at any coins?
Yeah, they can put them up in the chat there. Did this cycle kind of take you by surprise in terms of alts not popping off at the end and not getting that euphoria phase that has typically happened? Well, you know, the thing about crypto is that it's so young, right? We talk about all this, you know, history, but it's only had a couple of real cycles. But you know, a lot of people, myself included, had that expectation that we would have this, you know, euphoric alt run in Q4 post halving year. Did that take you by surprise that it didn't play out?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, me personally, for other reasons, from the prior cycle, I kind of limited myself to altcoins. I mainly traded, I had a lot of virtuals. I was doing virtuals a lot of those AI agents.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped around a little bit. I was in Solana and Sui. I was leverage trading mostly, but yeah, I'm definitely surprised that the alts didn't take off. It was kind of definitely different, interesting,
Yeah.
interesting times.
I mean, what do you think of the idea that alts have been in this like bear market for a good year now, trending down, um, and Bitcoin really just went sideways for a year. Uh, in terms of like when things could potentially bottom, like are we closer to the bottom because we didn't, because we went sideways for that whole year, and
Yeah, I mean,
alts already, went down 90%, a lot of them.
well, I think it's going to be selective narratives, you know. So what do we got going now? We got privacy coins.
Mhm.
Uh, here's the total 3 market cap. I haven't looked at this in a while. Yeah, it's rejecting here. I'm just zooming out a little bit so I can see something. Yeah, we rejected here. Like this is, so this is all the total altcoin market.
Yeah, we never really blew past the all-time highs.
Yeah, we kind of had like a triple top here.
Yeah. Can you pull up the Russell 2000?
I don't know if I have that, but we'll look it up.
All right, because the Russell also, which measures, small cap stocks, just recently, I think in Q4, just barely like hit new all-time highs. And if you look at the peak of, total 2021, it peaked
This is,
alongside. It was very similar structure to
is this the right one? Hold on. Let me get it
Russell
right.
2000.
Yeah, I don't never look at it, but I'm gonna try
Okay.
to find it.
Yeah, I mean it's last cycle. If you look at that compared to total 3,
I believe this is it.
you had some similarities. It's
I mean,
held
this
up.
is,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is the right chart. I don't think it is. It's the Russell 2000.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, because it's
I mean,
yeah.
it looks kind of bullish right now, actually.
Yeah, it just broke. Yeah, correct. It looks kind of bullish. It's just breaking out. We're just kind of seeing a broadening out in the stock market a bit.
Yeah, it looks good, actually. I wouldn't short it right here.
Yeah, so this is one of the reasons why I was bullish in, heading into October, November, is because the Russell was on the verge of finally breaking out. And so I think that liquidation event may have, fucked things up a bit and put us off course. And maybe had that not happened and we didn't, have alts dumping 70% in a day, and like you said, structure being broken, maybe we'd be in a bit of a different position today, and crypto just got hit with that black swan.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm really concerned if the S&P starts to roll over. I mean,
Right.
it's just going to put more pressure. I can't really tell where the bottom's going to be. I mean, for me personally, I'm just going to go off of when they make QE announcement when the rate cuts don't help. Because basically they don't cut rate. They don't use the rate cuts until things break generally. They don't go, here, we're going to help the market. They use them to save the market usually.
Right. And also these things are priced in ahead of time, right? So you get the markets running up in advance. Everyone knows rate cuts are coming. Things are priced in ahead of time, right? Which is why you often see sell-offs afterwards when people are expecting more up.
Yeah, it's always sell the news for some reason.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something else. Oh, here's another chart I have. It's the USDT. I'm just trying to find something that could give us a little hope here. Maybe we can have a rally, because I'm trying to look both directions, because I know I'm coming up pretty bearish, but I'm just trying to.
No, I don't think you're coming off as bearish. I think this is, I
try to be real.
Yeah, no, my expectation right now, my thinking is we're in a relief rally, I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I do think we'll continue down a bit. But I also agree that it might be not as painful as, we didn't have that euphoric top. It might not bottom too low. And, I do think we'll pick up again.
Yeah, because it's just like momentum. So if we didn't have that euphoric top, like from a technical standpoint, when anything goes straight up like that, it comes straight down with the same momentum.
Correct.
So we didn't have that momentum. So we don't really have that momentum to the downside either.
We had shit momentum, buddy.
You're right.
Year of sideways. Everyone was so.
It's kind of brutal. It's kind of brutal.
It's brutal. What a shitty cycle. Remember when Trump took office? The euphoria and the excitement and the anticipation that we had, finally we went from Gensler to the most pro crypto government. They're buying, Bitcoin Reserve. Now we got the Clarity Act coming and all these bullish catalysts that everyone was expecting.
Right.
And we went sideways. Bitcoin literally went
He
sideways
used, he,
for
he
a year.
basically topped the market.
Yeah.
More or less.
So, but I do think that there is potential in 2026, maybe in the second half. Who knows when? But the macro catalysts exist. But we'll have to see if it plays out.
Oh yeah, I just rather get there sooner than later. That's
Yeah,
why,
I'm with you on that.
it's like if we get too high of a counter rally, just prolonging it, the bear
Yeah.
market, more or less. So, anyways, here's one chart. Up the top portion here is USDT dominance. The bottom is Bitcoin. So just illustrating, this is on a monthly time frame. So every time it kind of calls the top when it starts to go, when USDT dominance goes up, it calls the top of the market. Everybody probably knows that by now, but what I'm looking at, like here, called the exact top. If I line this up over here, pretty much called the top as well. But once we bottom out, start moving up, called the top, anything off this trend line. But what I'm looking at, let me go here. And I did have a few more charts. I forgot to set them up. But this range here. So we had 2 months where UST dominance came down, and it gave Bitcoin a counter rally.
Yeah.
Kind of are doing that right now. So everything's, for me, everything's lining up. Like we could go up and sideways for 1 to 2 months tops, and then we're going to get our correction. So we could have our little rally down. But ultimately, when this goes through this range, we're going to go lower.
Right. It's an inverse correlation to the market. It means money's flowing back into alts, right? Instead and out of crypto.
Yeah, exactly. Let me find another chart. Any other coins? Anybody ask for any coins?
No, they didn't. If they want, you guys can throw up some coins if you want to take a look. I like DRB a lot lately. If you when you're done with whatever you're doing here.
This is Solana.
Yeah.
So we're in this descending channel. I mean, I could pull this out a little bit more and make it correct, something like that. Ultimately, I'm looking for Solana to, bottom out around 100. That's what I'm looking for. Now, what is interesting, a lot of these altcoins are really beat up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they can still go down. We know some coins.
Yeah.
They can always go down further.
Yeah.
But, they're really beat up. So I really like this for some sort of bottom to get down to 100. I would be a buyer here for Solana. What was the coin you're looking at?
DRB. DRB is having a bit of a run right now.
DRB?
Yeah, Debt Relief Bot. It's a meme coin that was created by. Are you familiar with Banker?
Yeah, no, not really. You teach me real quick.
Banker is an AI platform,
Okay.
right? And it also has the ability to create tokens, right?
Mhm.
So someone prompted Grok. Grok is Twitter's, they're like ChatGPT, their AI agent.
Okay.
So someone prompted Grok to create a meme token using Banker. So these two AI agents worked together and created a meme coin. So it's the only meme coin created by Grok.
Yeah, let's find this coin.
Grok created.
I'm going to go to Dex. Is that where I got to find it?
Yeah, go to the Dex. Yeah. Grok collects fees, right? Because he's the dev, right? So he's collected over $1 million in trading fees.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great narrative. And it's
DRB.
DRB. So it's a meme coin that was created by two AI agents, one of them being Grok, and Grok is now the first AI millionaire.
Wow.
And it's part of the Banker ecosystem. I'm super bullish on Banker also.
Okay. Where's Banker at? Is that part of what chain?
Base. Both of these are on Base. Yeah.
Was that on Virtuals or is it on its own?
No, it's on its own.
Okay.
It's part of the Clanker ecosystem.
Got it. All right.
So
Yeah,
this
see?
is
See how
DRB.
much I play with altcoins. I gotta come to you for
Yeah.
the altcoins. All right, so this is so let's just play around, see what's going on with this here. So pull. I always start with a fib. Why is this fib like this? That was weird. Why not use this on? Oh, here, let me see what's going on with this. That's a weird looking fib here. Sorry, I got these all off. That's why I must have been trading a crazy meme coin using fib extensions. Here, let's see. All right, we got some normal fibs back. All right, so we check this, try to get to the golden pocket. We're above the 382 fib. It's pretty low. I don't know about longing it here.
Yeah, well, now it's getting into, it's got to break through this
Yeah,
resistance here.
yeah, it kind of has to. It needs to consolidate and bear flag out. I mean, bull flag out rather.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at it to see if I can see anything. And we got a pretty strong rejection from the 0.5 fib. It tried to get to the golden pocket. But one thing I notice about these new coins, I always look at the 786 for anybody that doesn't know. It's usually like we get full extension, where you're pulling it from the top to the bottom, looking for the rally where it goes, or you do vice versa. That's where you get a lot of good entries and exits. It's off the 786 for anybody that wants to know, off the meme coins and whatnot. Any other
Yeah.
coins?
Yeah, we got someone bringing up Devi. I like Devi. I've been holding Devi.
I like the coins we can
Yeah,
do on TradingView, or no?
probably, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Because I can chart better on TradingView for some reason.
Are you familiar with Devi?
No.
It's a blockchain, and actually, it's like they create. They have an exchange coming out. They create chains for institutions. So they're kind of like RWA play,
Is
tokenize
this the right
stocks.
one?
What's that?
19 cents? Is that
Yes.
19 cents? Is
Yeah.
that 19 cents? Is it the right one?
Yeah, it's been beaten
All right.
down.
Yeah, so get rid of this volume. Yeah, you just want to consolidate again, reaccumulate.
Yeah.
That's pretty low.
It went down to 14 cents. So when it launched, it came out, it went straight to $2, bottomed down at 14, about 14 cents. Then there was the rumor that they're partnered with NASDAQ, which that
Oh,
rumor still exists. So
no.
that's like the bull case, fundamentally on Devi is that they supposedly have a huge partner. And people think it's NASDAQ, right? That's
Right.
consensus. So they've got a bunch of people who work with them who are come from traditional finance world. There's one guy who worked with BlackRock, etc. So
I'm writing these down. So,
yeah,
so I
these
can,
are solid. I mean, these are the only things that I've held are I've kept my Devi, I've kept my MCADE, I've kept my Banker, DRB, and Rio,
okay.
and of course my Chuck. But um,
Excuse me. Oh,
we got a
yeah.
virtual maybe here, virtual
Oh,
request.
I love virtuals.
We can do after.
Let's see this.
Yeah, virtuals came out swinging, man.
You know what? I made a pretty good living on virtuals this cycle.
Radiant.
Yeah, I killed it with virtuals. Like that's why I didn't really go anywhere. Is I was doing so well. Virtuals totally. I caught almost not every move, but some pretty big moves. I
Nice.
I had bought virtuals. I think it was like 5 cents or 6 cents. And I turned around. It was really high, and then
Sold it.
I started leveraging it, and like everybody was trading it. So I noticed when a coin's good because I can see the volume kick in on it for perpetuals,
Yeah.
and so I just kind of stuck with it. All right, so let's get to virtuals here. I don't know. This is the chart I use, but let's find it on a chart. No, this is better. Okay. So this is pretty zoomed out. This is on a 3-day, but it looks pretty good. But I mean, that's pretty low here. We came all the way back down to its support and it popped right back up. But we are hitting our 382 fib currently. So I have these levels already marked out. Like this is kind of where I see it topping out. I can bring this up a little bit. I think it's like that. I forget how I have that. We get rid of that. You don't need that. Notes for that down here. Just playing with it a little bit, see if I can find something. So we have another fixed range volume profile. I don't know if you noticed, I've been using these a lot lately. Easiest way to understand, I just trade between, that's called a value area low and a value area high. Price likes to go back and forth between these nodes, volume nodes, more or less. So I use that with other normal support resistance, fibs, and my pivots that I always show everybody. I actually got a couple cool indicators coming out soon for everybody.
Nice.
But I see virtuals could go up here, probably like 140. If we do break this trend line, it's pretty bullish. So if he starts closing above 140, he can make another push up. And what I've noticed is virtuals has like, I don't know, it just trades differently than everything else. So it's one of those outlier coins that could do something different.
What, you think that's because like it has the volume?
I think, I mean, I love it because of the AI agents.
Yeah.
But the actual trading volume of the coin, like it's like Zcash. Everybody was trading Zcash recently.
Yeah.
And then that fell apart. But it's like all the traders swarm to a coin, and then once they get to it, they stay with it till it's beat up.
You ride it up and down.
Yeah. So virtuals is like, and everybody goes to where they remember.
Right.
So when the market picks up, they go right back to their old coin that they were trading.
Right. So it attracts the old buyers. What's Virtual's market cap at?
I don't know. Good question. We have the coin market cap. Yeah. Coin
yeah. I mean, I sold off, a bunch of things I'm not holding anymore just because if you get more of a prolonged bear, things are going to go to zero.
Well, I mean, yeah, realistically, like
or not come back. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to come back, not come back. You know what new narratives are going to come out,
Right.
know. So as someone, and you've been in many cycles as well, you're just better off to kind of, if you want your Bitcoin, your ETH, and a couple majors, and then if you want to accumulate some other coins, that's fine. But really, you want to be in cash so you catch the bottom, like at the end of the day. The market cap is 710 million.
All right. Yeah, still up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Codebreaker asked your favorite privacy coin. Are you really are you into the sector?
Well, yeah, I'm not really into privacy coins. I mean,
yeah, I never got into the privacy narrative myself.
Yeah.
Joss is asking about MCADE. That's a gaming project over on Base.
They have their own chart on TradingView, I would think, right?
I think so.
MCADE?
MCADE.
MCAD.
Yeah. Do they or they don't?
Really? I've heard about this coin. I always see your posts with it. We got something here. Is that right? 004?
Correct. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, you definitely want to buy things on the low.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I mean, this looks, I mean, if you're going to buy things, this is when you buy it. I'm not saying to buy it, but everybody likes to buy things on the way up.
Yeah. This is, it's beaten down.
But
holding, this is good support.
What do you think of the project?
I'm a big fan of, fundamentally. Yeah, I think that, they're a smart guy running it. They have revenue, so they're going to come out of this, they have runway. So that's important.
So what is everybody goes to them to make games and they facilitate?
No, so they have their own platform where they run tournaments and they have a whole bunch of they have like over 100 partnerships with different games that they host on their platform. So it's kind of like a gaming hub. And then they also have mobile games, play to earn, games. They have an app that they developed for the new Base wallet. Then they do some other, they dropped an NFT and they have like a whole reward system for the community. They have a marketing aspect to them where they work with Coles and promote other projects, and that gives them a revenue stream.
Right.
So they've been able to diversify in what they do in order to, because gaming, has not done well, right? Over the last, had a big move in end of 2023 into 2024, but they were able to kind of outperform a lot of those things because they've diversified in how they operate their business.
Right.
So, this is a project, a small cap, like I don't know what it is. What's the market cap? Like 10 million, 12 million. See if you can pull that up. But it's one that I feel comfortable knowing that solid guys, and they have some runway. So
Like they're not going to give up. It's only 8 million or 7.5 million market cap. So
yeah. So I think they touched, I want to say their high was about a 10x from here.
oh wow.
It's
Oh yeah.
about 40
So,
or 50 million market cap. And
okay.
in a proper bull run, my expectation for Medicaid was to go into the hundreds of millions. I thought that's where they were going. We never got the full on alt run, but I do think that they have that shot. So I'm holding my MCAD, and I've actually bought more
So,
down here.
so you plan on them being around, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it'll be around.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Russ, the founder, CEO, on my channel
Oh, okay.
again in a couple of weeks. You can hear what he has to say if you
Yeah,
tune
that'd
in.
be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really having to look at too many alts this season because
Yeah.
I was like in my own tunnel, like just trading the top
That's the
names.
thing. There's so many different ways to play markets, not
Yeah.
just crypto, but there's trading and there's, hodling and things like that. And so people are in the trend. Then there's like, people who are just into memes or
Yeah.
so
But
there's so many
I
different
I
ways.
did I did get in a couple memes, and I'll be honest, every time I got into a meme, I learned a lesson. I
Memes are
don't know.
rough. And I
Yeah,
think,
dude.
they were so easy this cycle. It was
Yeah,
kind of, Pumped Up Fund is a leech on the whole industry.
yeah, it was
Um,
very toxic as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, and it's just a value. It's a money extracting tool.
Yeah,
They just sucked out, hundreds of millions of dollars in liquidity from people. Very few people made money off of Pump Fund.
I don't see how anybody could.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
have
was looking at that like, no way.
well, you
But,
have
that
people you have snipers who are in there every day and just sniping and with their bots and everything, and they were the ones who were extracting everyone else's soul.
I can tell you a story. I was just playing around when Virtuals just came out, and you could launch a coin on it for like the
Yeah,
first couple of days. I
yeah,
was just playing around trying to figure out. I tried to launch. I put it under my name. Somebody
yeah,
sniped the whole thing from me. I'm like, what the heck? I
yeah,
just want to see what it was. I was like, what's going on?
yeah. Because
So
you got to be smart if you're launching something on one of those platforms. You can't just like launch it because they'll tank your shit.
yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I
And
just
then,
changed the name.
a bunch of here we go. I consolidated a lot, Jenny, and with 4 altcoins, MKDevi, Black Hole, AIOZ, and a little bit of Chuck and stocks. I got Bitmine and Russell 2000 ETF. Yep.
I mean, from my experience, we tend to have altcoin seasons in bear markets.
That too. Correct.
Yeah, that is very possible. And when you look at the market so beat up, these alts, I mean, I don't know what sector it's going to be in,
Right.
you know?
You could get something to run now or in the next few months, irregardless. We got when Chuck was hot, that thing did 150x
Oh,
in
wow.
6 weeks. We went to a $32 million market cap.
Oh, wow.
Really crazy. But we're still the Chuck community is still there. We're still at a $200,000 market cap.
There you go.
Yeah, it's still, it's been a fun ride. Tectum, you know what? The thing I love the idea of Tectum. The problem with it is fundamentally, I think there were a lot of rumors of a lot of selling insider selling and dumping the token. Core people left the team. So those things were kind of like red flags for me. And I got out of Tectum, I think at like $8 or something. But when I first bought Tectum,
I don't even know what this is.
Tectum is like, world,
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it.
world's fastest blockchain. And
Okay.
they created this soft node technology where people could trade and use Bitcoin as currency privately. All right, they had this soft
Okay.
node technology, which is a cool concept. I love the idea of it.
Mhm.
But then there was a whole bunch of like, the CEO showed up drunk on like a live stream. Another top guy ended up leaving soon after that, and then the marketing guy left, and another guy left, and then people were saying that the founder was dumping tokens, and all this FUD came out. So it's one that I just kind of like lost faith in them. But when I first
Yeah,
bought it, was
as soon as you hear things like that, you just stay away.
yeah, you know what? It's hard
I mean,
because it's such a dangerous space as it is, and if you're holding something that where the people might not have the best intentions, it makes it even worse. But I hope it recovers. I know people still hold it because they wrote it down, and it could go back. You never know. It's crypto, right? So
yeah.
it's 50 cents or something, 40 cents, 32 cents.
Yeah, I moved over to look at Sui. Did you ever get into Sui?
No, I didn't, unfortunately.
I mean, I traded it. I didn't buy any.
Yeah.
But it's pretty beat up as well.
But it's good. I think it's at, to
Pretty good.
accumulate SUI
At these levels, it's probably a good idea. I mean,
in the bear. Yeah, like last cycle, I did well accumulating Solana between $8 and $25.
I think we'll have another chance at that too.
Yeah, well, not 8 to 25, but
No. But like, we all.
even sub 100.
I'm going to tell you right now, you don't want to lose 100.
Yeah, if you
If
lose
it loses 100,
you go to
it's going
40.
to drop like a rock.
Yeah, right. What do you think? Back to 40?
I mean, the first support is kind of here, like 70, but then 32.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so let me see something here. I want to accumulate Soul because everybody loves it. Well,
Solana's going to be here, man. It's going to be
yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's going to be a top alt. So that is a good, if things do get worse, Sol is worth accumulating.
Yeah, I mean, anything under 100, I'd accumulate it, really.
Yeah.
Add 100, anything under 100. I don't think here, because I definitely think we're going to tap this 100. So I want to try to wait for the best price. Bitcoin goes down. So when I was trading, so I don't know, like, so generally Sol says Bitcoin moves 5%, Sol's going to move 10, 12% in the same move. So if Bitcoin happens to go down to 20%, you don't know what this is going to do. It's going to drop pretty far. We could get to 70. I don't think it'll go there, but it can.
Yeah. And I think Stewie's another good one that will be here and will be a player. They have like a bit of a developing ecosystem and they have money. So I think they're quality.
Right.
What do you think about ETH, man? I was surprised that ETH didn't break out to, new all-time highs.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, you know what? That's like, I want to come back to virtual. Like for me, my personal experience, virtual saved me because I would have went and made money if I was waiting for ETH to move. Because I didn't catch the Sol chain, so I was like, whatever, I'll do virtuals. But yeah, we'll look at ETH. We got a big rejection here. Was this it? Yeah, this is the chart. This is a good chart. So, yeah, we got this rejection here at 48. What was weird about this? So if I move in locally here, and then I'll remove that. So if Bitcoin goes up, I'm looking for rejection at ETH if it gets up to like 34 to 3,500, and then ultimately work its way down. I believe ETH, if Bitcoin goes where I think it's going to go to like 68, 64, you could definitely see ETH down at 22 all the way down to 1,800 again. That's what I would say. But on the bullish side, if we end up breaking out of here, we end up breaking out of the channel, then it can make a run up, but it just doesn't seem that's what's going on in my eyes. I think we're just flagging out. We're going to roll over, make another move to the downside. And we have lots of resistance here. We got a value area node from the fixed range volume profile from back to 24. You have the POC right here at 35. And then from this local range, from when it's currently the past year, the last 6 months rather, you have the value area low. So you have a lot of confluence here. That's like 3,400. So I don't really see it going past 3,400. If I zoom out,
near term, yeah,
I don't see it past 34. I mean, ultimately, I think we're going to make new highs and everything else. Eventually, ETH's going to do good. All the stable coins are on ETH.
I know. That's the thing. Go ahead. Yeah,
the couple coins I was looking at, what's it called, XPL or something? All the stable coins. I think stable coins is what we got to pay attention to for the next.
It's going to be a major narrative. Yeah, for sure.
What was the coin? XPL, right? Yeah.
What's XPL? I'm not familiar.
It's called Plasma. So, from my understanding, it's like the founder of USDT.
Okay.
So, if it's basically, believe it or not, it's a competitor to XRP. It does the same thing that XRP does, but with no fees, essentially. And essentially because USDT is like one of the biggest companies in the world.
Yeah.
So I would. That's just why I was thinking maybe follow this. It's called Plasma.
Okay.
It's not doing well. Nothing's doing well right now. But
yeah, were you into XRP?
I traded that. I was trading that pretty well too.
Your boy Pags loves it.
Yeah, man. We were trading it. We were killing it. We were definitely killing it.
Yeah, but definitely the narrative on ETH with stables and institutions and the yield and all that. I think ETH will eventually get its new all-time high. You still got Tom Lee calling for 9K ETH in January.
Yeah, that's why we went down.
Yeah, Tom Lee, sauce,
you really got to worry when these big guys start making calls like that, because
I know
that's usually the top signal. Unfortunately, it's just what it is. If you could just really be like, I mean, I'm just saying for me how I do. When I start to see like, oh my God, everybody's getting too bullish, I'm out of here. I even judge my own emotions when I'm in a coin and I start to get really happy. I'll just snap out, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, I need to take profit. Like, so
when you're doing the screenshot thing, when you're doing the screenshot thing, like people posting the screenshots, which I do all the time. But that's when I look back, that was always a good time to sell.
And it's so funny because that's like when your peak happiness, like, because really at the end of the day, that's all the market is. Like all these candles, all it is human emotion.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, like when you start to understand and like educate yourself on price action, that's all it is. It's just human emotion.
Yeah, wrapped up in candles.
Yeah, it's wild. This is World Liberty Financial.
Yeah. What's that at now?
It's at 17. It's actually not doing bad. If we get to this next level, what's a nice accumulation. 17 cents.
All right. What was it at? It went to $2?
Yeah. This is on below then, so I don't know. Let's go to Binance, see what's going on.
Man, you know who made a lot of money this cycle?
Trumpsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. I know, and it went to 55 cents, I believe. I believe this chart's correct. Yeah, I mean, but it looks like a top. If you zoom out here, it looks like we just hit a top. We just went like here. Well, it should be rejected from. We can hold this. We will go up. Yeah, it's hitting resistance right now. It's kind of blasted through it, but we're getting pretty bad rejection.
Yeah, I was into Block, which is affiliated with they claim to be affiliated with World Liberty Financial.
Right.
And I think they were scammy.
Is that the one Arthur Hayes was talking about?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Someone else, this guy.
I remember hearing that coin.
Block? Yeah.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, it was trending for a bit alongside World Liberty. But Does a stablecoin dominance chart exist
Yeah.
outside of USDT dominance?
Yeah, I forget what the name of it is. Crockett.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, I forget.
Let's see. Yeah,
Yeah,
it just says USDT dominance,
there has
multi-stable.
to be one. That's a good question.
You'd have to like combine them in a chart or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down and maybe next time or something I'll find it.
Yeah, you could throw in USDT plus USDC.
Yeah, there has to be a way.
Yeah, but what's USDT dominance now? Is at what, like 5 or 6%?
Yeah, but so if we go back to this chart here, it's at 6%. This is a beautiful chart to gauge the market, though. It
Yeah,
really is.
for sure. And the thing about it is, people ask, where's the money going to come from? That's where the money's going to come from. It's going to flow
Yes,
out of, yeah, it's going to flow out of there. It's going to what
exactly where it comes from.
That's exactly where it comes from. The money's there. It's just sitting on the sidelines, and there's such a low liquidity environment that it doesn't take tons of money to flow in to give you a good run in alts.
No,
So
not at all.
yeah, so that's
I
why
noticed that in some of these meme coins, like you didn't need much money to
no.
make million at all.
So we've been conditioned for down because we've been in this downward spiral, and if we didn't have a good run, but sometimes those people who just kind of forget their wallets and then come back 6 months or a year later, and they see like their shit's gone up.
Yeah,
But at the same time, you have to be prepared for it to go lower. So I know people who have
yeah,
sold all their bags because they couldn't do it anymore, and that's fine. Right? Some people need the money, and you sell, and that's fine.
right,
But for me, I can deal with if it goes lower, it goes lower. I didn't overinvest or whatever. I took some
right.
money that I needed, so it doesn't take a lot
No,
to juice this thing.
no. Well, the other thing too is, like I said before, we didn't have that blow off top, so we could have a shallow correction. Down
Yeah,
market. But if you want to go to the 4-year cycle theory thing that we
yeah,
first talked about, I would say yes. I would, if I put percents on it, I would say yes. The 4-year cycle, about 85% is over. It's
yeah.
still working. It's still working.
It's still working. Oh, you think it's still working? Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, because we kind of it's will be almost top to identical days. I forget what is it, 1,064
In terms of
days or
Bitcoin, it did it. Yeah. I mean, and I think a lot of that is self-fulfilling prophecy where you have these,
very true.
yeah, because you, there were a bunch of charts that showed whales, early Bitcoiners who sold a ton and kept us in that consolidating pattern over 2025. And I think a lot of their mindset was the 4-year cycle because they're like, we're over 100 and the cycle's coming to an end. And I have $1 billion in Bitcoin that I've been sitting on for fucking 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what I was, saying earlier. Like, everybody wants to study because I'm setting up something to help people, gather information to understand price action and whatnot. But
Yeah.
these Wyckoff distributions, like if you look at this schematic and then they kind of look here, it's almost identical. So the market shows you what it's going to do before it does it. What it is just it's market makers and institutional buyers and sellers. They can't uh, they can't unload their positions and get their money out. So they have to do it over a period of time.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. So, but when you start to see these patterns form, it kind of helps you out to maybe go with them a little bit. You
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
that's
my
what
thoughts are,
that's what I try to do, anyways.
yeah. I
That's
mean,
the idea.
I think that there are cracks in the 4-year cycle, and it looked. I mean,
Well,
Bitcoin. It played out for Bitcoin, but at the same time,
this
Bitcoin.
cycle was definitely different. Everything was a lot different about this cycle. Like what we make a new all-time high before the halving.
Correct.
So that was like the first thing that I was like, yeah, maybe there's something different here. Well,
So
yeah,
you had
I
that.
mean,
You had no euphoria at the end. No alt season. I do think as more time goes on, the hold that the 4-year cycle has on people begins to erode and lessen.
okay,
Um,
that makes
and
sense.
Yeah, and HG here is in the Raul Paul camp. Um, I can see. I'm open to outcomes, right? I don't marry outcomes, and
Oh
so
no,
right,
no. So
that's how you.
everything I'm showing today is just pure technical,
Yeah,
and you got to, and as a technical trader, you have to be open to being wrong.
yeah.
And then you give yourself inflection points where your thesis is wrong and you just gotta switch.
Invalidation
So,
points. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
for sure. So, I mean, I can see a scenario where we continue down and it's, and then bottom at some point in 2026. But I can also see the case where, the macro is just in a good position and the business and, index picks up and liquidity returns and Trump juices the market. So
yeah,
I hope
that
that
def
outcome plays
that
out.
definitely could happen.
That'd be better.
That definitely could happen. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying what's gonna happen because as soon as he pulls that trigger on that, we're good.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah. So it'll be, interesting to see how it plays out. Anything you want to show us or share with us before we wrap up?
No, I'm good. I just appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, it was good chatting. It's been a while. We have to do it
Yeah,
again sometime. You've got
sure.
things cooking, so I'm sure you'll share that with people when you're ready.
Yep, will
And
do.
want to thank everyone for coming through. I should be having Russ from MK Don in the next couple weeks, and I'll be back with some more stuff. Thanks for coming through. See you guys in the next one.